Hello everyone, this is Praveen Chittoju from TimeChamp. Today we are going to discuss about how to identify suspicious employee behavior before it costs you millions. And also we will discuss proactive insider threat detection for distributed teams. Are you ready? Let's deep dive into the session. 60% of data breaches now involve insider threats. The average cost $15.38 million per incident. But here is what makes this terrifying for distributed teams. We have completely lost the ability to see warning signs. In traditional offices, managers noticed things. An employee suddenly working orders, some accessing files outside their normal scope. A team member who used to be collaborative suddenly going silent. Remote work eliminated that visibility entirely. You can't observe mood changes through Slack. You can't detect unusual access patterns when everyone's logging in from different locations. And by the time something surfaces, the damage has already occurred. A financial services firm learned this last year when an employee spent 3 months exfiltering clients' data during off hours. No manager noticed. No system flagged it. The pattern was obvious in hindsight. Late night access spikes, unusual downloads, decreased collaborations. This is not about invading privacy. It's about pattern recognition. Because in distributed environments, you can't see problems. You can only measure them. And if you are not measuring behavioral patterns systematically, you are waiting for disasters to announce themselves. Here is a number that should concern every operation leader. According to Phenomenon Institute, 60% of data breaches now involve insider threats, and the average cost per incident in 2023 is $15.38 million. Yes, but here is what makes this particularly dangerous in distributed work environments. We have lost the ability to see warning signs. In traditional office settings, managers notice things. An employee suddenly working orders, someone accessing files outside their normal scope, a team member who used to be collaborative suddenly going silent. These behavioral red flags were visible because proximity created passive oversight. Remote and hybrid work eliminated that visibility entirely. You can't observe mood changes through Slack messages. You can't detect unusual access patterns when everyone logs in from different locations. And by the time the HR complaint surfaces or managers' intuition flags something, the damage has often already occurred. The damage has already often occurred. A mid-sized financial services firm learned this the hard way last year. An employee spent 3 months exfiltering client data during off hours. No manager noticed. No system flagged it. The only discovered the breach when a client reported suspicious activity. The pattern was obvious in hindsight. Late night access spikes. The pattern was obvious in hindsight. Late night access spikes. Unusual file downloads. Decreased collaboration with the team. This is not about invading privacy. It's about pattern recognition, friends. The shift from observation-based data-based behavioral analysis is not optional anymore. It's operational necessity now. Because in distributed environments, you can't see problems. You can only measure them. And if you are not measuring behavioral patterns systematically, you are waiting for incidents to announce themselves. So, what does systematic behavioral detection actually looks like? Red flag number 1. Sudden changes in work pattern consistently. The red flag number 1. Sudden changes in work pattern consistently. Here is what most organizations miss. You can't spot abnormal behavior without first knowing what normal looks like. TimeChamp establishes individual behavior baselines over 30 to 60 days. Login times, session duration, application usage patterns, break frequency. This is not about micromanagement, it's about creating a statistical reference point for you. Let me give you a real example. A financial services firm using TimeChamp noticed one of their senior analysts consistent 8 to 5 workers for 18 months, suddenly logging in between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. over a 3 weeks period. No project deadline, no approval for overtime, just unexplained late night access to client portfolio files. Turns out he did accepted a position with a competitor and was systematically copying priority research. The company caught it because TimeChamp's activity timelines flagged the schedule anomaly automatically, something that would have been invisible in traditional access logs. Now, not every schedule change is suspicious. Someone moving in time zones, adjusting for childcare, switching to night shift works, that's legitimate. The key is context. TimeChamp's attendance verification and productivity scoring helps you to understand the distinctions between approved flexibility and unexplained access patterns. In fact, across our customer base, activity timeline monitoring catches over 40% of schedule anomalies that warrant managers' review, most of which are benign, but roughly 8% reveal either disengagements, moonlighting, or in two documented cases, active data exfiltration. Red flag number 2, productivity scores and volatility. Most managers watch for productivity drops. But here is what internal TimeChamp customer data reveals. Both extreme matters. Productivity score drops of 30% or more over a 2-week period correlate directly with resignation risk. But the inverse pattern is equally telling. We call it as resignation surge. Employees showing productivity spikes of 200% or higher in the week before giving notice. What's happening? They are mass downloading files, rushing project completions, or transforming institutional knowledge before departure. A financial service firm using TimeChamp caught this pattern with senior analysts. Productivity score jumped from 72 to 187 over 4 days. App tracking showed unusual activity. Bulk downloads from SharePoint and spread across to client contact bases and evening sessions copying project files to external drives. The employee resigned 6 days later, joining a competitor. Now consider the opposite scenario. Idle time analysis revealing 4+ hours daily of inactive time despite an active status indicator. This is where context separates burnout from malicious intent. TimeChamp's productivity scoring dashboard doesn't just flag statistical outlier automatically. It layers in app and website context. An employee showing extended ideal time while Slack and email remains active, that may be experiencing personal crisis or disagreements. That same ideal pattern with VPN access and file transfer applications running during supposed work hours. That's data exfiltration during supposed work hours. Red flag number 3, application and website usage anomalies. Here the reality. TimeChamp work tells you very little. What employees access tells you everything. Consider this scenario. An accounting team members who typically use QuickBooks, Excels and internal ERP systems suddenly starts spending 3 hours daily in personal Dropbox and Google Drive accounts. That's not multitasking. That's a data exfiltration pattern. Or take job search behavior. According to the JobWhite, 78% of job seekers browse opportunities during work hours. Surprising? Yes, it's true. When your senior developer starts spending 90 minutes daily on LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor, particularly after a performance review or reorganization, you are looking at a 30 to 60-day departure window. We saw this with SaaS company using timestamps website tracking. A sales representative accessed competitor pricing pages 17 times in 1 week. Not research, not competitive intelligence coordinated with management. This was someone preparing to jump ship with client lists and deals. Timestamps application and website tracking provides this visibility without excessive surveillance. You are not reading emails or capturing every strokes. You are seeing patterns, which applications, which websites, how long and when. Here is a real example. A development team lead at an fintech company started accessing personal GitHub repositories during work hours. Timestamp flagged the anomalies. The manager reviewed activity logs and noticed Stack Overflow searches for how to export PostgreSQL database and bulk data transfer methods. They intervened with 48 hours. Turned out the developer had accepted an offer with a competitor and preparing to take preparatory code. The company avoided a potential intellectual property disaster and six-figure legal exposure. Red flag number 4: file access patterns and data. Employees do not typically access files outside their role scope without reason, and they certainly do not download bulk data on a whim. According to Verizone's data breach investigation report, 20% of breaches involves internal actors, and the majority of these use legitimate credentials to access data they shouldn't be touching. What we are looking for is scope creep, and HR coordinator suddenly accessing financial records, a sales rep downloading the entire customer database when they normally work with individual accounts, a marketing employee exporting product roadmaps they have never opened before. Here is a real pattern we have seen. A software company with 85 employees noticed a senior developer had downloaded 3 years of proprietary code repositories to an external drive. This happens on Friday evening, 2 weeks before he resigned. The resignation letter cited a career change. LinkedIn showed he joined a direct competitor the following Monday. Timestamps, activity timelines, and screenshots captured provided the context around the file transfer. You are not just seeing that a download occurred. You are seeing what applications were open, what websites were accessed before and after, and whether this aligned with their normal work pattern or not. The highest risk profiles emerge when you correlate file access with other behavioral changes. Schedule shift plus productivity spikes plus mass download equals a pattern worth investigating immediately. Turning detection into action. Your 4-step response framework. Identifying suspicious behavior means nothing without a documented, legally sound response protocol. According to SHRM, organizations with formal incident response procedures reduce investigation time by 47%. Here is the framework that protects both your organizations and employee rights. Step number 1: automated altering. Set timestamp thresholds for pattern deviations, productivity drops exceeding 30%, unusual hard access, or high risk application usage. No manual monitoring required. The system flags anomalies automatically. Step number 2: context gathering. Before any confrontation, review activity timelines, screenshots, and application usage log. A financial services company with 83 employees discovered that what appeared to be suspicious weekend access was actually a developer fixing production issue. Context separated the false positive from real threats. Step number 3: documented intervention. HR and manager conversations must use objective data, not accusations. Timestamps activity reports provide time-stamped evidences that protects you legally. One manufacturing company avoided a wrongful termination lawsuit by presenting 14 days of documented policy violations, not subject to performance complaint. Step number 4, access adjustments and monitoring escalations restrict sensitive data access while continuing observation. You are not ending monitoring, you are intensifying it on specific risk areas while limiting damage potential. Timestamps Insider Risk Visibility Dashboard centralizes all behavioral indicators in one view. Instead of across referencing 5 different reports, you see productivity anomalies, access violations, and application misuse on single screen. Decision making that used to take 3 days now takes 30 minutes. This framework turns into monitoring data into defensible action. But implementation matters as much as detection. Let's talk about rolling this out without creating a surveillance culture black flash. Build protective detection, not reactive damage control. Here is the financial reality. Proactive detection of insider threats costs between $2,000 and $5,000 per incident. Post-breach response, $50,000 to over $500,000 per incident. According to Ponyman Institute research, that's a 100 to 1 cost difference. Organizations that implement systematic behavior monitoring reduce insider threat incidents by 52% and detect issues 3 times faster than those rely on manual oversight. Timestamps Workforce Behavior Analytics provides the visibility layer that eliminates gut feel management and replaces it with data-driven early warning systems. Here is our implementation recommendations. Start with a 30 days baseline period. Let Timestamp learn your team's normal patterns, login times, application use, productivity rhythms. Then activate anomaly alerts. This approach reduces false positives by 70% compared to immediate alert activation. A 300 personal professional services firm followed this protocol and identified 4 high-risk employees within 60 days, 3 planning departures to competitors, 1 experiencing severe burnout, and the total cost of early intervention, $8,000. Can you believe this? Yes. Estimated cost if they had wait for resignations and data loss over $200,000. Now let's address the privacy question directly. Transparent monitoring policies where employees understand what tracked and why. Reduce legal risk by 67% according to the employment law research. Timestamp supports this with clear audit trails and configurable privacy controls. Here is your call to action here. Please start your Timestamp trial today. Establish behavioral baselines before the next resignation wave or security incident. Because the best time to implement monitoring was 6 months. The second best time is right now. Thank you for watching the video. Start your Timestamp trial today and establish behavioral baseline before the next resignation wave or security incident happens. Please visit timestamp.io to activate your 30 days trial with full insider risk visibility, because the best time to implement monitoring was 6 months ago. The second best time is right now. Don't wait for $15 million breach to prove the value of proactive detection. Got it? Thanks for watching this video. If you found this video is informative, please scan the QR code and book a dedicated demo for your team and organization. Our expert team is waiting for you. We are offering 7 days free trial for use it. No credit card required. Please like, share and subscribe. See you again. Thank you.